Good blessed Sunday morning, February the 9th, 2025. The time being 8:45 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest or the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom to protest, freedom to gather, and freedom to associate. But you must do them in a peaceful or non-violent manner. Now, if you are felons in some places, you need to check with your local law enforcement officials to see if it's legal for felons to do any of the above mentioned together. If you are on probation or parole, you want to do the same because it may be a violation. But today what I want to talk about is two events that happened probably in the past 3 months. Or the past 2 months, somewhere around there, about 2 or 3 months. One of them happened November the 15th, I believe it was on a Friday, 2024, in Crystal City, Missouri, at the Crystal City, Missouri High School, where some young blacks came down from Charleston, Missouri to Crystal City, Missouri. Young blacks was taken by the Charleston R1 school district here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the Blue Jays, to go play a championship football game. Now, if anybody know or about Crystal City, Missouri, and you're not partial or biased, you know people looking like me, black, is not too welcome in that town or in that city. But now, the Charleston R1 school district knew when they took these young black inspiring football players to be inspired to be professional football players. They knew what they was taking them to. You see, the parents of these young black football players, the parents, the guardians was no longer responsible for these children when they went to that school, got on that school bus, and traveled down to Crystal City, Missouri. Now, while they was playing football, the superintendent was there. He's black. The coaches was there. I think they white and black. Other people was there, white and black. And they seen the hostility, the coaches seen the hostility that was going on at Crystal City High School with them white students and some of them white parents. You see, when you bring in some black children who've been victim all their lives just because they're black, when you are black and you living in a country that since 1619, blacks has never been treated fair. I don't care who say what. We can even go back to 1492 when Christopher Columbus and the rest of them rapists, barbarian thieves and robbers came over here and did what they did. But I want to try to stay focused on November the 15th, 2024 in Crystal City, Missouri. Now, you had these white football players and parents calling these blacks niggas throughout the whole game. You had one of those players from Crystal City, Missouri, a young white boy that somebody knocked him straight on his behind and probably knocked him out. The only thing I feel sorry for him about is the fact that his parents raised him in a manner that got his behind knocked out. Coming over to the Charleston, Missouri Blue Jays area, turning over their medical table, and when they said something to him, he put his finger up and said, F you niggas. Now the superintendent seen that from the Charleston R1 school district. The coaches seen it, the parents seen it, the students seen it. They still didn't do nothing. But this kept on going. And it costed the Charleston, Missouri Blue Jays to actually lose that championship game because they went into overtime and they lost by 2. Now imagine if they wasn't been called all these niggas and were just playing a football game and then the winners win and the losers lose. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. These people kept that up. And then when they left, they arrested one of the Charleston, Missouri 17-year-olds. Bernard Main Betts, number 1, ran 61-yard touchdown for the Charleston Blue Jays. He been locked up ever since last year. Do you think the Charleston Blue Jay team, superintendent, the Charleston R1 school district, or any of them other leaders in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, or the NAACP, or the police department, everybody root him on when he running them touchdown, but now all of a sudden don't none of them give a damn about him. Then they talk about me because I speak up about him. But this black individual that KFVS 12 out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri news news station, they have a black individual by the name Ahmad Lathan. They have him go around speaking up for people like Lester Gillespie, or interviewing people like Lester Gillespie here in Charleston, Missouri, and Robert Hearns, saying that calling them leaders of the community. They not no leaders of the black community, Ahmad. How in the hell you gonna say that they leaders and you don't even be here? Where was you at when that shit happened down there in Crystal City, Missouri? What was the people that you work for? The clans that you work for? The clans that you work for, where was they at? They didn't put that in the news, but then on Sunday, February the 2nd, 2025, when here it is, an individual that's black ignited something in the Cape Girardeau sports complex. Not the people from Charleston, Missouri, not the coaches, not the children's, but one individual. That's all it takes, is one individual to ignite something that they can't do by themselves, but then a brawl, a fight, or something happened. Well, violence happened. There you go again. Then you arrest one individual. Then you have an individual by the name Emma Dunning. Put on her Facebook page, she's giving a shout out to the Cape Girardeau Police Department for a good job done. But if there was a good job done, then why in the hell are you gonna arrest somebody that's being gang banged by a bunch of cowards? See, it take cowards to jump on multiple people to jump on one individual, because when you're multiple people jump on them, they can't fight for themselves. I know that for a fact. Then you have some individuals that's bullies that jump on elder people. But if Cape Girardeau Police Department would have did their job, they wouldn't be flashing a certain person face all over the news trying to make them something that they ain't. Ahmad, why didn't you interview somebody else besides the one white man from St. Louis saying him and his son is terrified? What are they terrified about? Didn't shit happen to them? Then you have this white female, Emma Dunny's, got on her page all these white people talking about where's them people from, St. Louis or Chicago? In other words, they talking about black people. Where you black leaders at? Listen to this shit. Then I look at some of you black individuals here in Charleston, Missouri. Y'all will stand up with the white law enforcement officials that's corrupt, and then you give the Emma Dunny's a thumbs up on what she's saying on her page. They said a gun was being kicked around, and then Triple R and them got a screenshot of what was being kicked around. It was a flip-flop being kicked around that a person came out of. It wasn't no gun. My bottom line is, I'm glad I took my children out of the Charleston R1 school district, because the Charleston R1 school district don't give a damn about y'all children. All they want is the name, having y'all children to play football. When they out of there, let one of them have break a leg or an arm and can't play no more. They gonna be just like a damn racehorse. They ain't gonna give a damn about them. Why ain't nobody speaking up? Why ain't Lester Gillespie and Robert Hearns getting in front of the news saying, don't y'all see an individual being gang banged by some people? Why the people that was jumping on this individual, kicking him and jumping on him, why in the hell they ain't locked up? Why in the hell an individual you could hear on the video saying y'all dead? Why ain't that name flashing? You know why? Because they want to try to get individuals here from Charleston, Missouri that's actually trying to do something for our children. They want them to have a record. And I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. You see, I'm not in the game. When I raised my two daughters, I didn't raise them in no game. When I grew up in Cabrini Green, it was the 9 of us. I didn't have to be in no game. You see what I'm saying? One thing about me, I didn't live to see almost 70 years old being stupid. If you don't like what I'm saying, don't come trying to attack me. You see all this dirt out here? Hey, I ain't gonna sit here and let you jump on me. I did it one time. I'll never do it again. Peace be still.
It's really hurting our community in such a way in which everybody's impacted by it.
Community leaders are sounding off after 6 people are shot in Charleston overnight. Good afternoon, everyone. Ahmad Latham spent the day in Charleston to get a community reaction to that shooting. He's live in the studio now with more.
Jeff, I talked to a couple community leaders earlier this afternoon. They tell me it seems like violent crime is rising in the region, and they are looking to find solutions on combating this issue.
I think we're at a place now where we have to address those issues.
Lester Gillespie runs Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center in Charleston. Early Monday morning, 6 people were shot in a parking lot near the C.F. Bowden Civic Center. Gillespie offers programs for local kids at that center. He says incidents like this are frustrating.
We have to do a better job in finding protective factors so that we can address the risk. And then we have to tackle it from a standpoint of getting families involved, having those conversations.
If you can stop it now, we can keep it under control.
Robert Hearns is the chief of Charleston's Department of Public Safety. He says at night the center's parking lot, known as The Rocks, turns into an adult get-together.
It's just an area where people hang out at night, and You know, people should be able to, you should be able to hang out and not worry about getting shot.
Hearns says working hand in hand with other agencies makes a difference.
And try to assist each other and give out information so that we can get these people in jail so they can reduce the violence.
And Gillespie's goal is to find solutions in protecting the community from gun violence.
We as a community have to come up with ways in which we can protect our youth, our senior citizens, our adults.
The 6 people shot received non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still searching for suspects. Chief Hearns tells me they are working with other local agencies as their search continues. In the studio, Ahmad Lathan.
As I stand here in this park, I watch these vehicles, that truck there, that flatbed, is on Interstate 55 going southbound. That 18-wheeler there is going northbound on 57, heading towards the Windy City. This is the highway that brought me down here to Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, going on 29 years ago. This highway would bring me all the way to Charleston, Missouri. Take a look around. This is a spot I used to come to watch and feed the geese and the ducks. Do a lot of my videos. Did y'all pay close attention to what I just said about the 2 events? Did y'all look at that video with KFVS 12 interviewing Lester Gillespie and Robert Hearns? Lester Gillespie, the so-called president and CEO, the president and CEO of Stellar Consultants, Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center, Scranton and Families, Fathers First, and all these other programs. All of it is just about money. Him and his wife and daughter and those that's working with him. Robert Hearns, the director the director in chief of the fire department and the police department here in Charleston, Missouri, just living on his name. And then this black individual news reporter from KFVS 12 out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Ahmad Lathan. Did you hear him introducing? He's saying community leaders, Lester Gillespie and Robert Hearns is not, they community leaders for the sellout blacks, in the whites community that's for corruption and racism, period, bottom line. Y'all have to know when to exercise y'all First Amendment right and know when to exercise your Fifth Amendment right. But if you want to keep on allowing Lester Gillespie and some of these other people that call themselves NAACP members and preachers and law enforcement officials, if the shoe fit wet, y'all keep on following them and wondering why your children is study going to jail. I see some of the same people that's been struggling for the 29 years I've been down here because they look forward to Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. They look forward to Lester Gillespie, Rodney Jones, and some of these black preachers. They look forward to these judges in the 33rd Circuit Court here in Mississippi County. They look forward to the police department in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the sheriff department in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the city hall in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and some of these retired police law enforcement officials. How the hell you gonna give a thumbs up on a female that's talking about blacks? Why is our black children on that basketball team that was in Cape Girardeau, Missouri on February the 2nd, 2025? What did they do to be banded? They was just like when them young blacks went from Charleston, Missouri, R1 school district on November the 15th, 2024, they was under the guidelines of the school. They can't help it from Charleston, Missouri that they coaches was attacked. They can't help that the police just looked at one side of the story and didn't investigate nothing. They was looking forward to having to say the individual was a gang member, the individual was a felon. But now if there was a white person being beat down there, culture not in a white team, and there's no disrespect to white people, you can believe the ones was sitting there jumping on the guy that was on the ground. If he was white, all of them would be locked up or shot, killed, and dead. The way that y'all reacted in them stadiums there, and in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and then in Crystal City, Missouri, is just like Donald Trump did with the January the 6th, Wednesday, 2021 rioters. Let them all go free. Wake up, y'all. Peace be still. Mississippi County Sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department. I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is Boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out. It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.